happy to know that, or even to believe that at times. I won't deny the fact that when people say that X amount of eyeballs watch my films, even if it is because every fourth or fifth person in the world is from the subcontinent, so that gives you an advantage, the advantage of having an overpopulated country. Now that you say this to me, I've become even more desperate. I'll go and work harder the next 2 hours because you mentioned this just in case they stop calling me the king.
Well, I don't want you to suffer from overwork, but I was very struck to see in such an august publication as Newsweek that you were considered by them to be among the 50 most powerful people in the world.
I don't know, is it because of my work or is it because of the rest of the world now looks towards India as a rising economy, as a, I truly believe when an economy is doing well, the first thing that you notice about it are the films and the culture. Like I haven't bought that Newsweek.
So you don't have it at home?
I don't have it at home, but I have the time cover, yes. I want to frame it and keep it, yes.
Well, your children would like to see it as well, wouldn't they?
My kids preferred the mother being on Vogue more than me being on the Time magazine, actually, to tell you the truth.
It may be the size of his audience that makes King Khan the biggest star in the world. But his power's about much more than numbers, and it might just help save the world. Shah Rukh is a Muslim, and though the mullahs ban his films, he has a huge following outside India, in Pakistan, and the Muslim world. If the Taliban and violent Islamism are to be defeated, it won't be because of Western politicians or their armies. It'll be because ordinary people dream of a more tolerant and attractive way to live.
Would it be putting too much of a burden on you as an artist to say that you also stand for tolerance? You are a Muslim. I believe your wife is Hindu. You have an exemplary life together. You set an example to the world.
Yeah, and the scary part is that people don't know my personal life. I'm hardly a role model. I don't tell my kids to study. I have no restrictions and censorship on them. I'm like, you can follow the religion of your choice. I'm not going to burden you with my Islam or the wife's Hinduism. I think lack of knowledge leads to intolerance. I was brought up in an atmosphere which is multicultural, so I have been introduced to the Bible. I'm Muslim by birth, so I know the Quran. I've been brought up by Hindus, so I know the Gita and the Ramayana. So somewhere down the line, the knowledge, not the full knowledge, makes me very tolerant. In India especially, it's very important. I think the world also requires this kind of tolerance. Otherwise, I think for a very, very simple mistake of not educating ourselves, we will be at each other's throats for the rest of our lives.
Hard by Mumbai's now derelict Royal Opera House, you'll find the city's most tight-knit, secretive network of power. It's one that arguably trumps even Bollywood in terms of global reach and glamour, though you'd hardly guess it from first appearances. Everyone in these jam-packed streets and buildings works in the same industry.
Excuse me. Thank you.
They all hail from the same two Gujarati villages.
You can go inside and on the right. The office on the right.
They are all traders in the world's most desirable, easiest to pocket commodity.
Hello. God almighty. Are you selling millions of pounds of diamonds? Yeah?
Mumbai's diamond network supplies the world, and every deal is sealed with nothing but a handshake.
So you all trust each other?
100%. Yes.
100%. Okay, and you have no security here at all, do you?
This is security, that only.
That's your security, yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% on trust base.
100% on trust base.
Regardless of where they're mined, 11 out of 12 of the world's diamonds are cut, polished and processed in India. The industry employs 850,000 people. And increasingly, Mumbai's opera house traders are chipping away the former dominance of Antwerp, Tel Aviv, New York and London. Almost everyone down in this crowd is a diamond dealer, with discreet cargoes in little packets about their person. But I'm lucky enough to have an invitation from one of the big boys up there.
Firestone.
Firestone Diamond CEO is Nishal Modi.
Mr. Modi, how are you?
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me. It's a
You're
great
welcome.
pleasure
You're
to be
welcome,
here. Great pleasure. Goodness me.
You can see all of South Bombay from here.
Well, beautiful as it is, I have a feeling there's something more beautiful on this table. Could you talk me through this?
Sure. This is rough diamonds.
Nishal offered me something very special, something few outsiders witness, the chance to sit in on a potential deal with an Israeli diamond buyer.
Customers waiting outside.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Show me from the cushions, please.
Sure.
Thank you. How much it will cost me this time?
Because you're coming to the office and it's Christopher's first deal, we're going to make you a special price. 22,000 a carat.
22,000 times 5.01. It's 110. I think I paid a little bit less last time.
No, but the color is much better than last time. Don't look at the certificate, look at the stone. Anyways, you're making money off me.
I will be ready to give you 19,000 a carat. Is that fair enough?
Check the stone one more time.
Michelle, I really want to do the business, but really I'm offering you a fair price compared to what I bought last time. I'm increased, I like the stone, I like the make better, but I think I'm offering a fair price.
What is the final price you can offer me? You're going to come back to me again.
I'm always happy with what you supply me. Okay, you know what you do? You give me your hand, okay? And I will give you 20,000, but this is a really final offer.
20,500.
20,000 and give me Mazal Michel, let's make it, and we will, I'm a normal, regular.
20,500.
20,000, 250 we cut in the middle. Mazal.
Okay, Mazal.
That was neat and swift. But how much was the deal worth?
What's the total value?
5.3, about $110,000 US dollar.
Okay, well, that's quite a lot of diamonds. What interested me in that deal was you clearly had done lots of deals together. If you were strangers to each other, how would it work?
Difficult,
You would not be
diamond?
working with strangers.
You wouldn't even have him in this
I
office.
wouldn't have him in
No,
this
this is
office.
definitely
He wouldn't
no.
probably be in the building. He wouldn't probably make it to the street.
Firestone's Opera House office is strictly trade only. If you're in the market to buy some ready-to-wear rocks, you head for their stunning showrooms. I'm meeting Nishal's elder brother, Nirav Modi. And happily enough, my arrival coincided with a photo shoot for his latest collection.
When we talk about high-value diamonds, what's their value?
These are two pear shapes.
Two pear
Two
shapes.
pear shapes. They weigh 2 grams each.
2 grams each.
And you're holding $2 million in your hands now.
Oh, makes me... How long does this process of cutting take?
3 to 4 months.
What?
Yeah.
It's a huge responsibility in the cutter.
Yeah.
So one mistake and it's
Worth zero.
worth zero.
Yeah, because it can blow up into smithereens.
Do you ever lose diamonds like that?
Absolutely.
Can you break down the market for us? What percentage sells in India? What percentage sells abroad?
I would say today, 50-50. 3-4 years ago, it was zero India.
Zero India?
Zero India. I didn't sell anything. And I'm moving all production to Bombay. So we have necklaces which we have sold for $10 million. Very important jewelry, made in Bombay and sold in India.
I'm beginning to realize that Mumbai's extraordinary diamond business is about the most integrated network of power you can find.
Many of us have come from a very small village in Gujarat, anywhere from 60 years to 20 years ago. When I came here at the age of 19, I was earning a salary of $100. I worked for my uncle. He taught me the trade. They knew who my father was, they knew who my grandfather was, who my relatives were, and who vouched for me. And I was doing millions of dollars of business when I had very little.
And this is where the importance of the single Gujarati village comes in, because if you're from there, your word is your bond.
Absolutely. And to break a word in this business, it's the worst thing that you can do.
Sadly for my wife, I left Firestone Diamonds empty-handed. It was time to leave the rich, glamorous set behind and head into a very different city, Well, it would be if it wasn't for Mumbai's habitual gridlock.
Isn't it going to be faster for me to take a rickshaw?
No problem. You cannot move in the traffic. It's better to take a rickshaw, sir.
1 in 10 people here live on less than 25p a day. Even Mumbai's average daily wage is less than a fiver. But don't think the poor here are powerless. Collectively, they have real muscle. And one genuine source of power, flourishing here in contrast, say, to back home in Britain, are the unions.
रोज की मारे-मारी होती हैं। आप लोगों को पता चलना चाहिए कि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीटर कम से कम 5 से 6 हज़ार में आएगा और ये बोलते हैं कि आप लोग मीटर फास्ट करते हो करके हमको इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीटर लगाना है।
This is a branch meeting of the Mumbai Auto Rickshawmen's Union. Their leader is Shashank Rao.
Mumbai Auto Rickshawmen's Union! Jindabad! Sharad Rao! Jindabad! Mumbai Auto Rickshawmen's Union! Jindabad!
Mr. Rao.
Yeah, hi.
It was a terrific speech, but I didn't understand a word. So what was it about?
All these meters on the auto rickshaws are manual.
Yeah, they're old-fashioned looking.
Old-fashioned, yeah. But they work very well. There is no problem to it. But what the government wants to do is get in electronic meters. Under the pretext saying that these can't be tampered with.
And these chaps don't want that.
Okay, it is going to cost us more.
Yeah.
And it is not tamper-proof.
You're clearly, I've now seen it with my own eyes, a brilliant speaker. I was watching these men and they were hanging on your every word. So you have a lot of power here. Do you think this is power which you are using for the benefit of the members of your union, or do you also include the traveling public in this as well?
See, we do. They are our customers. If we don't treat them well, if we cheat with them, they will not use our services.
Yeah. So your ultimate sanction is to go on strike.
Strike is our last resort. These people have to earn their livelihood.
So it's a big power you have here, actually.
And at the same time, this workforce is also a big voter group.
And of course, the voters are not just them, but their families as well. So how many voters do you think you can mobilize behind your...
At least 25 lakh voters we can mobilize behind us.
Yeah. That's 2.5 million votes he's talking about. And surely here, among those with relatively little, I'll finally find the politics of envy.
Everybody is optimistic. Maybe they're saying that because I'm a foreigner, maybe not, but they sincerely seem to be very optimistic about the future of Mumbai. Are you an optimistic man as well?
Yeah, as far as optimism is concerned, see, all these people who have come from different villages across India, they come to Mumbai with a hope. On hope we live. And we believe in the leadership of Mr. Sharad Rao. They believe in his leadership. And in the coming days, the demands that we have will be fulfilled.
The Sharad Rao to whom Shashank refers is his own father, and one of the most powerful trade union bosses in all India. Here, it's not just the business moguls who construct family dynasties. No one in India gets overly hung up about nepotism. Mr. Rao Sr. is currently languishing in hospital with dengue fever, but he's determined I don't leave Mumbai without exploring the power of the many, not the few.
I do hope you're feeling much better, and I assume that you're being well looked after here, because aren't many of these people your members?
I'm a leader of these hospital employees. About 1,400 employees are there. It's a great service to the people.
So, if you're president of all these organizations, do you consider yourself a powerful man?
Yes. Funny thing is, I'll tell you, we control from birth to date. That is, every birth that takes place in a city has to be recorded by my union members. Every death that takes in the city, that is to be recorded by my members. We control the cemeteries also. There have been occasions we have threatened the chief minister of the state that you can't die unless I record that you are dead.
But do you worry that in Mumbai today, the gap between the rich and the poor is growing, unacceptably so?
I do envisage that in coming days there will be a revolt. I believe in this. because the disparity that you are talking of is